Last time we were talking about how humanity is wired for religion and will gravitate towards religious experiences as the species becomes more sophisticated. If you notice, lower animals don't have religion. We do because we can conceptualize things like how did we get here? What is our purpose? That type of thing. But more importantly, it's about managing survival because we know we live in entropy. We know we're going to die. Animals don't necessarily see that way into the future. We can. We know we have an endpoint. So we need to manage survival somehow. That was experienced through the god of the hunt, abundance of food, and the goddess of fertility, the assurance of the continuation of the species. Now, it's important to understand that the god of the hunt is connected completely to the understanding of the Judeo-Christian form of the devil. And that gets us back to some conversation about this. Last time somebody had to put a comment out about, no, the devil's not based on the horned god, it's based on Pan. Well, who do you think the Pan was based on? It's based on the horned god. It's all the same archetype. I don't know if they think they need to educate me in my job or they just assume I don't know what I'm talking about because how could a Christian know about these things? Well, you're wrong, okay? Sit and listen and let me help you to understand what I'm trying to teach here, okay? But that's neither here nor there. Let's just talk about the horned god and how it relates to the devil. It evolves, okay? So you have the horned god. Eventually, it becomes more sophisticated of a pattern, turning into Cernunnos, and then eventually an amalgamation between the horned god and the green man, which becomes Pan. All of these are representations of nature. It's the god of the wild, okay? It's a beastly kind of god. It's an animal-like god. And then you get to Christianity, which attempts to now transcend the natural world because of its Gnostic influences. And even though they declared Gnosticism a heresy, they adopted many of those principles, one of which was that sex is evil because it entraps souls here on this planet, and we're supposed to be transcending this world, getting into a spiritual existence with God. That's fundamentally, of course, inaccurate and a poor understanding of creation, but nonetheless, it did influence Christianity. And so this beastly God was a perfect scapegoat, no pun intended there, for becoming the devil because that was associated with wild things, with beastly things. We're supposed to transcend our beastly nature. We're supposed to pretend that we don't have sex like the rest of the animals do, all right? And all of that gets mixed in there. Then you have the Adam and Eve story with discovering their nudity as soon as they become enlightened by committing the original sin. Nudity then becomes evil too. All part of that beastly thing. Animals don't wear clothes. All associated to the same thing. So the devil makes a perfect scapegoat here.